If you want to gain a competitive edge in the job market, or if you just want to learn a bunch of cool new things, then this training series is for you. Welcome to episode 0 of the AI for Cybersecurity training series. This is something that I'm very excited about and I've been working on for a while. And in this training series, as the name implies, you're going to learn a lot of different things about using, training, advancing, manipulating AI to advance your career, especially in the cybersecurity field. But I will say that if you're not in the cybersecurity field, but you still want to learn how to use AI for your career, this will also apply to you as well. It just so happens to be that this channel is about cybersecurity, so a lot of the things that we're going to talk about as we advance further along the course, it's going to have to do with integration with various cybersecurity tools. It just so happens that if you learn how to do that skill set, then you can apply it to anything else in any other industry. So, just kind of wanted to throw that out there. It applies to everybody. It's not just for people that are going to be in cybersecurity. And also, if you're looking for somebody who is self-taught, who's a tech nerd, and can help advance your company into the future, then I'm your guy. I'm very much interested in pursuing this as an official career path and going into large companies. For example, Tesla, shout out to Elon. I don't know if you're around. I don't know if you're watching this like randomly doom scrolling, but if you are, definitely want to talk to you. Please go ahead and contact me below. That being said, my goal here is to get you excited about the future, because I know there's a lot of doom and gloom around this concept of AI, and one of my big goals with this entire training series is to help equip you so that you're functional, but also really help to advance you with this specific skill set, make you efficient, proficient with using AI and integrating AI so that you can be actually a very valuable asset in the job marketplace when it comes down to the future of technology and, of course, the inevitable integration of AI into everything else that's going to be happening in our world. If you want access to my notes and exclusive downloads and to get lifetime access to me on Discord, consider joining Hackaholics Anonymous. We have 4 tiers. We have the supporter, the agent, the guardian, and the master. Each tier gets their own Discord server and early access to content. The agent, guardian, and master levels get exclusive content, exclusive downloads, monthly Python automations, live streams with me every single month, plus so much more. And to join, you can simply click the link in the description below and you will be able to choose the tier for which you want to join. I really hope I see you in the Discord chats. If not, I hope I see you in the comment section. Throughout this particular episode, in this episode 0, there are going to be a couple of things that I want to share with you. Number one, I just want to give you an outline of what we're going to be covering in this series that's going to be launching in the next few weeks and couple of months and things like that. The second thing is I want to set the stage for you as far as what's going on with the current state of technology so that you can really understand how we got to where we are, where we actually are right now, and where we're going to go in the future. And overall, really just prepare you and excite you to dive into this course. Episode 0 is meant to prepare you for episode 1, right? I want you to feel ready for episode 1 and really understand the why behind why we're doing this and what we're actually doing. Now, before we get into the actual outline of the course, let's do a little bit of a history lesson, like a recent brief recap of what happened history-wise, right? So it was all started with ChatGPT version 1. When GPT version 1 launched, people's minds were blown and pretty much the entire world flipped on its head, especially technology and IT and security and all of that stuff. And within I think a week or within their first day, something like that, they broke several records with how many users logged on and started using this thing, and people started using it to write essays for them, and a lot of really surface level things that these AIs can very easily do for you. But what happened really is the theories and the debate started with what is going to happen in the future of AI using these large language models. Because technically what we call AI right now is just a large language model that has extremely powerful functionality. So what happened is pretty much what happened with the Industrial Revolution. If you really want to kind of go back a few decades and think about the fact that people at some point were building widgets, let's say we'll just call them widgets. They were building widgets by hand, right? There was a bunch of factory workers sitting in a factory building things by hand. And then the assembly line came out. This was thanks to Henry Ford, right? The assembly line came out, and all of a sudden manufacturing sped up, and a lot of great things happened with the progression of technology and human progression. But during that phase, a lot of jobs were replaced by these machines. And there were two groups of people, basically. The group of people that say, you know what, these machines have put me out of the job, I'm screwed. And then there are the groups of people that are like, oh, you know what, I'm going to adapt to this. I'm going to learn how to use these machines, manage these machines, maintain them, repair them, and maybe even further develop them to make more advanced versions of them. And so that group of people had jobs, right? So it was the jobs that were replaced, but there were a bunch of new jobs that came out. And that's exactly what's happening now. It's just that it's a much more advanced version of this, because AI technically, yes, is going to replace a bunch of repetitive jobs, right? All of the repetitive jobs that you can think about are going to be replaced. It doesn't matter what industry it's in, whether it's the integration into software or integration into robotics. A lot of repetitive jobs are going to be replaced. But that leaves us with a new interesting situation. You either say, okay, AI is taking over my jobs and I have no future, so I'm going to just kind of chill back and get this basic universal income, and I'm going to live in a little cube of a house, right? That's kind of what it's like. There was this Black Mirror episode. I don't know if you ever saw that, but it was like this very interesting thing where people were living in like pods. Basically, their entire house was like a room, right? That's basically what their living situation was like. And so you could either be that person, or you could be the person, which you probably are because you're watching this video, the person that says, hey, you know what, I'm going to learn how to adapt, and I'm going to learn how to work with AI. I'm going to learn how to repair AI, manage AI, integrate AI into a bunch of different tools and technologies, and maybe even get so skilled that I'm going to help advance AI and create more different versions of it and become one of those human beings that are essential in this new world that's evolving. So that's basically the choice that you're left with. Now, I know the choice that you have made because you're literally going to be watching this training series. So, hats off to you. I salute you. I think you're in a great place. And my goal is to equip you and prepare you. Now, there's a little caveat here. AI is advancing faster than anybody has ever imagined. And so by the time that you watch this training series or something like that, I'm sure there's going to be further developments in AI. So we're not going to be talking about the granular specifics because all of those things are going to evolve. What we're going to be talking about is how to use them, integrate them, and eventually learn to create advanced agents that will do a bunch of variety of different things. Those are the key skill sets that you need to learn because the AI itself is going to hopefully repair itself and advance itself. And the big skill sets are going to be like, how do we integrate these things and how do we manage them? How do we consult around them and make sure that they are actually doing everything that we're supposed to be doing? The decisions that really only human beings can make. And then we're going to talk about all of this stuff as the course kind of begins to develop. I'm just trying to set the stage for you a little bit with all of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. Now, that being said, let's actually talk about the format of this course and the outline of this course. I'm going to hopefully try not to take too much steam away from everything else that we're going to talk about. I kind of do want to leave some room for surprises and things, but I do want to outline the format, what is going to be available, and essentially what topics we're going to be covering so that you're fully prepared and you hopefully will get excited about it because I'm super excited about it. I know it's going to be a great course. I just want you to feel that way as well so that you're super invested, and I want you to really want to get into this course with me. So first and foremost, let's talk about the outline, right? So what are we going to be covering in this course? The course is going to be structured into 7 major sections, progressing from theory to practice. And each section is going to include 3 to 5 episode titles, meaning episodes themselves, right? With brief ideas for exclusive downloadable elements to be expanded on later. So you'll see a bunch of downloads that are going to be included in this whole process. And in section 1, we're going to be talking about the foundations of AI for beginners. So things like, what is AI, right? The non-technical introduction to it. How AI learns. What is machine learning and the basics of machine learning. AI tools that you can use today without any coding that are required. And of course, the basics of cybersecurity, because we are obviously a cybersecurity channel. So threats and defenses in a digital world and how AI can play a role in that. Section 2 is going to be about prompt engineering and actually mastering prompt engineering. And this is going to feed into everything else that we're going to be doing when we actually get into the integration portion and creating these AI agents. It all essentially centers around prompt engineering and prompts at large. So you understand what those things are, you understand how to engineer them, and then eventually they will feed into how well your integrations will work. So episode 5 is going to be the art of prompting, from basic queries to powerful instructions. We're going to talk about advanced prompt techniques, so chain of thoughts and role playing, and of course debugging prompts, downloading common pitfalls, and just the fixes for those things, and of course ethical programming and cybersecurity, meaning the safety around these things and the bias of these tools and your bias as a security administrator or security agent, security consultant, all of those things that you would have to keep in mind as you go along using AI in the various environments that you will be hired for. Section 3 is going to be about AI for file and data analysis, and specifically in our world, it's going to be in cybersecurity. But again, this applies to anything that you're doing that has to do with files or data, which happens to be pretty much everything in the modern world. So episode 9 is the introduction to AI-powered file scanning, for example, malware detection basics. Episode 10 is going to be analyzing logs and network traffic with AI. Episode 11 is image and document forensics using AI vision tools. Very, very cool stuff. Episode 12 is building custom AI analyzers, either without code or with low-level code approaches. And that will set us up for the really cool advanced stuff, which is going to be the API integration stuff, which is section 4. So section 4 is going to be API integration fundamentals. So what are APIs? And demystifying the glue of modern tech, which is actually kind of a really interesting phrase, but it's real and it's very important to understand. Then we have episode 14, getting started with AI APIs. So we have the OpenAI API, the Google API, and beyond, meaning more APIs, right? Grok API is probably the one that I'm most interested in because, again, in case Elon is watching this, I want to use Grok AI because I really want to work with Elon Musk. But essentially, we're going to be talking about the various AIs that can be used to do these integrations. And for the most part, all of those things work relatively the same, right? If you understand what APIs are, you can learn how to integrate APIs, and then you can use them for a variety of different tasks, whether it's in cybersecurity or not. And then we're going to be talking about episode 15, which is integrating AI APIs into websites and applications. And episode 16 is secure API practices for authentication, rate limiting, error handling, and beyond. Section 5 is going to be creating your first set of AI agents, and whether it's for cybersecurity or not, the process and the philosophy and the concepts are the same. In episode 15, we're going to be building our first AI agent, automating threat alerts. Episode 18, we're going to be using multi-tool agents, combining APIs for incident response. Episode 19, we're going to be talking about agent memory and learning, making AI smarter over time. This is really cool stuff. This is where it kind of starts becoming mind-blowing, honestly. Episode 20 is deploying these agents, whether you're going to do it in a cloud environment, whether you're going to do it on a local infrastructure machine, and of course, edge computing. Section 6 will be the advanced stuff, so building advanced applications and real-world projects, and this is really where we really start working on practical elements and lab exercises and actually building out things. At this point, we're going to be doing very little lecture-driven content, and everything is going to be follow along as we do it. So episode 21 is AI-driven pen testing and red teaming. This is offensive security for people who are not in the cybersecurity world, and this is I think at this point is pretty much really focused on cybersecurity. There are concepts and philosophies that we will be talking about in these episodes and beyond that can be applied to a variety of different industries. It's just that, being that, again, this is a cybersecurity channel, I'm a CySec guy. At this point, we're going to be talking a lot about the specifics of cybersecurity and using AI for those tasks. Episode 22 will be predictive analytics, which is forecasting cyber threats with AI. Episode 23 is AI in in compliance and auditing, automating reports. And this is another one of those things that is relatively repetitive, and it can be done very well with AI versus having to do it with a human being the auditor. Episode 24 is the hands-on projects for building a full AI security dashboard. Super excited. So this is, again, one of those things that just follow along. We're going to start building these things out. And finally, we are going to be at section 7, which is the future and ethical horizons that we really have to think about. And this is the topic that is of the greatest debate with some of the biggest minds in our world right now. It's not necessarily worrying about the technicalities and the nuisances and the details anymore. It's more about what are the ethical horizons and how can we anticipate them and prepare for them in advance, so we're not reacting to things and we are moving proactively and kind of taking them before they even happen, right? So episode 25, we'll talk about emerging trends. So quantum AI or advanced general AI, federating learning, right? The federated learning environment, and more concepts around regulations and compliance and all of that stuff. Episode 26 will be the careers in AI cybersecurity, the skills, certifications, and job hunting, because just in case you actually want to do this professionally, I want to make sure that I give you all of the tools and resources that you would need to pull that off. Episode 27 is the ethical dilemmas and global regulations in cybersecurity, or lack thereof, I should say. And we're going to bring up some questions and concepts that hopefully will be pondered by some of the greatest minds in our lifetime, including the Elon Musks of the world. Because I think as far as anybody else is concerned, I think he's probably one of the only people, if not the only person, that is really truly worried about the ethical repercussions that will happen in this world if we don't take care of them in advance. If we don't account for them in advance, I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And he is probably the only person really that I've thought about, that I can even think about or remember or give examples for, that has actually brought this up on multiple occasions in multiple interviews. And he's really concerned about it, honestly. And if that's why I'm kind of leaning towards using Grok AI just for my own self and my own personal life, because I know that the general that's leading that initiative is this person that's actually concerned with the ethics and the ethical dilemmas that we would be facing in the future when it comes down to AI. And the last episode is going to be our capstone episode. So your AI cybersecurity portfolio is what we're going to talk about, because again, it's really, really cool to say that you've studied it. It's another thing to be able to say, here's my portfolio, here's what I've built. And this is why I want to give you the practical stuff. This is why the paid members of Hackaholics Anonymous will actually get a bunch of downloads that they can customize and integrate into their own portfolios, and why we've had people, up until this point, I've had people that have actually gotten hired at SpaceX because of the fact that they went through some of the courses that I've developed. And I don't say it to brag, I say it because my goal is to actually prepare you, to actually get you ready for your future should you choose to go into some kind of career path that includes Linux or cybersecurity or AI. And this is the ultimate goal behind this training series that you're watching right now. And that being said, now we're going to talk about the actual format of the course. So the way that content and value is going to be delivered to you. So the key delivery method is going to be through video. There are going to be at least 28 episodes, as you just saw, and each one of those episodes hopefully will be around, let's say, 45 to 60 minutes. I know that when we get into the practical stuff, it's going to be definitely longer than 60 minutes because I like giving very detailed instructions, and a lot of times I also go through a bunch of different tangents and I digress, and I have, squirrel moments where I kind of go down these rabbit holes and I get distracted a little bit, but I always come back. I always come back to the main topic, and we always finish the goal at hand for whatever the episode is. But I reserve the right to go past 60 minutes in those videos. And all of those videos, of course, are going to be self-paced because it's going to be available on YouTube for free. And we're going to start from the very basics, as you just saw, where we go over how these large language models, these LLMs, will work. And we'll work our way up to prompt engineering, API integration, building advanced agents. And it's all supposed to be Again, I don't think it's going to be 15 to 20 hours. I honestly think when I originally made this estimation, I thought that it would be 15 to 20 hours, but for sure it's going to be at least 28 to, let's say, 40 hours of content, because there's going to be at least 28 videos. So that's pretty much my estimation, that we'll probably do somewhere around, let's say, 28 to 40, maybe 50 hours of content, just depending on how many rabbit holes I go down. And there are going to be, of course, the lectures, there are going to be the demos and the practical exercises, and I'll even try to make it a little bit interesting, and I'll create some quizzes for each one of our episodes. Then we're going to do the API integration practical exercises. And as you just saw, we're going to be doing real-time integration exercises between AI and a variety of different tools. As we get more advanced, it's going to be more cybersecurity focused, but the concept should apply to pretty much any other industry that you would be involved in. So you'll be able to see what it's like to create the merger between the API of an AI tool and whatever other tool you want to use, for example, whether it's software or robotics. And included in these videos are going to be a bunch of Python scripts that you're going to code along with me. And then I'll have those scripts downloadable so that the people who are in the membership community can actually get them and reuse them and customize them for themselves. And finally, there's a book that I've written that's going to accompany this course. And this is going to be, again, available to our membership community. And basically, it's everything that's going to be talked about in the videos and then some, because a lot of the detailed, granular stuff I need to outline, I'm going to outline in the book. And that book that I've written is what's going to set the pace and provide the outline for everything that's going to be covered inside of the video training series. So I really do encourage you to actually become a part of our membership community and get yourself that book, because I think it's going to be invaluable, really. And one of the cool things about our membership community is that as I develop the second edition, third edition, fifth edition of a script or of a book or of a manual, they just get the new one, as a part of their membership. So this is something that, because AI is advancing and developing as quickly as it is, there are definitely going to be second, third, fourth, fifth editions of this book. And again, if you're serious about this and if you really want to get really, really good at this, then I think the book will be valuable too. And of course, there's going to be the pre-written Python scripts that you will learn how to code as we actually go through the step-by-step coding of the videos. But all of those things will be available for download to our Hackaholics Anonymous members, and then you can easily duplicate them for your own workflows and customize them. And of course, exclusive downloads like the prompt templates from and Jupyter notebooks and ready-to-run project files that can reinforce your learning and just kind of get you ahead of the game, really, so that you don't have to create these things manually. You can just pick up one of these things and customize them for your own workflow and your own company and your own job, and just kind of run with them. So that's basically what the format of the course is going to be. And a lot of these downloads, if not all of the downloads, are reserved for the paid members of Hackaholics Anonymous. And if you want to join Hackaholics Anonymous, I'll give you like a full-on promotion video at the end of this episode. But there is a link in the description below so that you can go ahead and look at all of the various benefits that come along with it. There are many more benefits than what I just talked about here. For example, getting access to our private Discord community, getting access to live streams and Q&As with me every single month, and a variety of other things. So there's just a lot of cool stuff that's available as being a member of Hackaholics Anonymous. I cannot say enough about it. There have been a lot of people that have gotten a lot of value out of it. They've passed their CompTIA examinations. They've gotten jobs, for example, getting a job at SpaceX. So all of these things is actually very, very, very real and available to you should you choose to take that next step and join us in Hackaholics Anonymous. If you want access to my notes and exclusive downloads and to get lifetime access to me on Discord, consider joining Hackaholics Anonymous. We have 4 tiers. We have the supporter, the agent, the guardian, and the Master. Each tier gets their own Discord server and early access to content. The Agent, Guardian, and Master levels get exclusive content, exclusive downloads, monthly Python automations, live streams with me every single month, plus so much more. And to join, you can simply click the link in the description below and you will be able to choose the tier for which you want to join. I really hope I see you in the Discord chats. If not, I hope I see you in the comment section. By the end of this training series, you are going to be able to wield AI like a superhero, right? I know it sounds like a kind of a corny thing to say. I am a nerd after all, but I really do believe in that. I believe that learning this skill set is going to prepare you for the next several decades, because AI is not going to go anywhere unless we have some kind of like nuclear apocalypse where all of the warehouses that hold the servers and the compute infrastructure is going to get destroyed. AI is not going to go anywhere. So when you really kind of wrap your head around that, you have one of two choices. You either sit behind, right, and you don't adapt and you don't learn what you need to move forward, or you say, okay, I'm going to learn and I'm going to get better at this and I'm going to learn how to get masterful at this. And then you will secure your place in the world of the future. You really gotta keep that in mind. It sounds so epic to say out loud, but that's really what it is. The future is here, and it's going to just keep getting more futuristic. So if you don't adapt to it, you're going to be left behind. So obviously you're here, which means that you're going to adapt to it. And my goal is to make sure that you're fully equipped and prepared to actually do it. And the other side of it is that it's gonna be super cool and it's gonna be super fun. And I promise you're gonna have a blast as we go through this, because this is like, it's almost like a video game maybe it is like a video game, honestly. Like coding to me is a video game, because when you get the results of the code, it's just so crazy that it actually works. Anyways, again, rabbit holes, you see what I'm saying? I go down these like tangents and things like that. But so you're going to get episode 1 is going to be the very next episode. I hope you're ready and excited for it. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time that video comes out. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you're excited. I hope you're excited. I cannot wait to hear from you, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. If no one else loves you, Hank loves you. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And I will see you in episode 1. Peace.